Welcome to Highway Herald, your roadmap to the latest in auto and aerospace, where every update comes fully fueled with context and clarity. An aviation shockwave is shaking the skies, and Ryanair is dead center. The budget airline just launched a $30 billion warning flare at Boeing, threatening to pivot from the American aerospace titan to China's rising force, COMAC. This isn't just about price. It's a high-stakes move that could rewrite global aviation dynamics. Buckle up. This power shift could mark the start of a new era in commercial flight. Number 5. Tariffs spark turbulence. Ryanair's open threat. This turbulence didn't come out of nowhere. Ryanair's explosive letter to Congress was the culmination of escalating trade tensions between the US and EU, where retaliatory tariffs are creating real economic drag. CEO Michael O'Leary didn't mince words, warning that if US tariffs drive up the cost of Boeing aircraft, Ryanair would certainly reassess its orders. That includes a jaw-dropping 330 Boeing 737 MAX jets, valued at over $30 billion at list price. In the airline business, that's more than a statement. It's a shockwave. For a low-cost carrier like Ryanair, which operates on razor-thin profit margins, any spike in aircraft prices threatens the affordability of its tickets. O'Leary blasted the tariffs as ill-judged, a comment likely to rattle policymakers in Washington and executives in Seattle alike. This isn't their first negotiation gambit. Ryanair has dangled Airbus before, but this time they've added a wild card: China's COMAC. Even without European certification, O'Leary hinted the C919 could be viable if the discount is big enough. But to truly understand the stakes, we need to look closer at COMAC's bold new aircraft and what it means for the aviation playing field. Number 4. COMAC's C919, a challenger approaches. The C919 isn't just another airframe, it's China's ambitious response to Western aerospace dominance, aimed squarely at challenging the Boeing 737 and Airbus A320neo. Developed by COMAC, the jet officially launched in 2008 and entered commercial service in 2023, seating between 156 and 168 passengers, putting it directly in the same narrow-body category as its well-established rivals. Progress has been steady, but slow. As of mid-2024, only around 25 C919s have been delivered, with just 13 rolled out that year. Projections for 2025 hover around 30 units. In contrast, Boeing built roughly 357 37s, and Airbus churned out more than 760 A320neos, highlighting just how far COMAC has to climb. Still, China isn't in a rush. Backed by massive state funding, the goal is to produce 150 C919s per year within 5 years. But challenges remain. The aircraft is still awaiting EASA certification, expected between 2028 and 2031, and it relies heavily on Western components, especially the LEAP-1C engines from CFM International, making it vulnerable to future export controls. Even so, if Europe opens the door, COMAC could storm through. Before we delve deeper, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Your support helps Highway Herald keep bringing you the latest twists in auto and aviation. Now let's shift from China's ascent to Boeing's mounting pressure back home. Number 3. Boeing's balancing act: revenue, reputation, and risk. Boeing isn't just battling market pressure, it's fighting for survival in a sector it once dominated. Ryanair's $30 billion order, even with negotiated discounts likely slicing it closer to $20 billion, represents years of planned revenue and aftermarket support, from parts to training. A pullout would sting hard. Analysts project a 5 to 10% dip in Boeing stock if the deal collapses. Worse, it would hit jobs in Boeing's manufacturing hubs, which are still stabilizing after the 737 MAX crisis and pandemic-era production halts. Losing Ryanair wouldn't just be a numbers game, it would be a signal. Boeing's vulnerability to geopolitics isn't hypothetical, it's happening. But Ryanair isn't just threatening, it's also exploring. Let's look at the gamble behind possibly adopting COMAC into its fleet. Number 2, rolling the dice. Ryanair considers a COMAC gamble. Ryanair's open consideration of COMAC isn't just provocative, it's a calculated strategic maneuver from a carrier that thrives on squeezing value. With nearly 96% of its fleet composed of Boeing 737s, Ryanair has built an operations model optimized for uniformity, standardized training, streamlined maintenance, and centralized logistics. Introducing a new aircraft like the C919 would complicate all that, requiring new simulators, retraining for flight crews and technicians, and stocking new parts. It's an operational headache, but one Ryanair may be willing to endure. Why? Because cost is king in the budget airline world. CEO Michael O'Leary has made his stance crystal clear. If Boeing passes tariff-driven price hikes down the line, Ryanair won't hesitate to shake things up. In his words, it's better to embark on a new adventure than be crushed by cost pressures. While IASA certification delays and COMAC's limited production capacity mean any transition would be slow, likely through Ryanair's Lauda subsidiary, the message lands hard. Bluff or not, Ryanair's posture puts pressure on Boeing and Washington alike. Adapt or lose a critical customer. And as this drama unfolds, it's shaking more than just boardrooms. It's tilting the global balance in aviation. Number 1. Global shockwaves, tariffs, tech, and turbulence in aerospace. This moment isn't just about jet engines and airframes. It's a reflection of shifting global power. Ryanair's maneuver reverberates far beyond the tarmac, deep into the geopolitical arena. As US-China trade tensions continue to escalate, Boeing has already experienced the fallout. Aircraft deliveries to Chinese carriers have been paused, delayed, or outright returned. Across the Atlantic, the European Union is gearing up for its own response, eyeing tariffs on up to $35 billion in US aerospace exports. Ryanair's message is loud and clear. European airlines don't have to stay grounded in old alliances. Carriers like Lufthansa, EasyJet, and Air France are already voicing frustration over increased aircraft costs. If Ryanair breaks ranks, or even flirts with doing so, it could open the door for others to challenge the status quo. Meanwhile, China is playing the long game. With massive state support, COMAC is positioning the C919 not just as a plane, but as a strategic disruptor. Despite lacking an independent supply chain, it's forcing Boeing and Airbus to rethink their pricing, partnerships, and political risk exposure. A third force is entering the skies, and it won't be ignored. Which brings us to our final descent. Where does this all lead? Narrow-body crossroads, a turbulent verdict. What Ryanair has ignited is far greater than a procurement debate. Boeing stands to lose not just billions in potential revenue, but also long-term service contracts and market credibility. Ryanair, on the other hand, may never actually fly a COMAC, but the threat alone reshuffles the board. And in the background, a C919 slowly climbing toward certification, dogged by technical hurdles but buoyed by political will. So here we are, witnessing a pivotal chapter in the evolution of commercial aviation, a place where airline CEOs act as trade negotiators and aircraft orders become geopolitical chess pieces. Will Boeing hold its ground or bend to protect its market dominance? Can COMAC truly rise to rival the giants? Or is it still years from real contention? And will geopolitical tensions continue to reshape the aircraft industry's future? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a twist in the road ahead. Thanks for riding along with Highway Herald, your trusted pit stop for all things auto and aerospace. You can now check out any of the videos on the screen. There's more exciting and informative content waiting for you.